underrepresentation is a symptom of not having an inclusive culture in your organization. Now, really importantly, again, representation matters around having these different demographics in your organization. But crucially, just because someone comes from an underrepresented group doesn't mean they represent all of that group, or that they themselves have inclusive behaviours. And it's at this point that I tend to be very upfront and say that our current Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, and myself, we went to the same school. So Suella is about 3 or 4 years younger than me. I was the first head girl of from a racialized background in that school, and she also held that position a number of years later. And so we had the same teachers, we had the same head teacher, we had the same sorts of people around us. Both our parents were immigrants to the UK, both worked in order for us to put us through education. We both, just to be clear as well, that we were both privately educated. And you cannot have a person whose values and approach to life appear to be more different than my own. But if you were to just put us side by side, see, we're both brown women, we both have shoulder length black hair, we both went to the same school, and you might look at us and say, gosh, yeah, clearly, you know, these two people be the same. No, just for the record, no. So really important when you're thinking about inclusive recruitment, and you're thinking about how do you manage underrepresentation, just because you're bringing in people who address that underrepresentation doesn't mean they themselves are inclusive and have inclusive behaviors. But it's also worth remembering that, you know, one person from a particular group doesn't represent that whole group either, even where different elements of characteristics and identities may seem aligned as well. I feel like I've unloaded.